Grab him by the
Hi, what's up? It's me, Ms.Black introvert, and thanks for clicking on this video. So I decided to do a reaction video, but we're going to be reacting to Jubilee's Do All Trump Voters Think the Same Spectrum video for the election 2020. They did one with Trump voters and they did one with Biden voters. So I'm very interested to know how Trump voters think because I'm a Biden voter. So I already know how they think, but I might react to them also. Who knows? But let's get into this video because I don't want to talk too much.
Hello, my name's Rachel. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I've been a conservative my whole life, but my views have definitely evolved and I'm happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Casey. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I actually work in politics.
My name's Noah. I'm a teenage conservative from the great state of Georgia. I've been a conservative for my whole life, and I'm really looking forward to this discussion.
My name is Malik.
We got our Malik
From Detroit. Now I'm a medical student in the state of Georgia.
Hi, my name is Amy. When it comes to social issues.
Why they put the two black people, the two Trump supporters, smack dab like that together? Why they do that for?
Everything I could be considered a little bit more liberal, but I do support our president 100%. 4 more years was good. So
Here's the thing. I don't get that. How are you going to say, I'm definitely a liberal, I have liberal ideas, but I'm definitely a Trump supporter, Trump 2020. That don't make any sense. That's when I get puzzled by these people, like by people like her. Like, okay, I do lean towards liberal ideals, but Trump all the way. No, Trump doesn't have liberal ideals. So how are you a supporter of, like, that doesn't make any sense. For me, I feel like a lot of these people, like her particularly, she seems like a contrarian, like from the get. She seems like one of those girls that just want to be different. And yeah, so she's like, okay, I'm going to support Trump because no one else in the black community supports Trump. And I'm not like those other Negroes type of thing. But I don't know. I could be wrong. It's only 1 minute in. So let me give Amy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she really does believe in Trump and she has liberal ideals simultaneously somehow. I don't know.
Hi, my name's Alicia. I'm 20 years old. My mom immigrated to America from Nicaragua as a political refugee.
I get it. You're allowed to support whoever you want to support. That's the beauty in America. You're allowed to have any politician, whatever. You're allowed to support anybody. But I'm allowed to be baffled when you support someone that really goes against everything in your life. Who you are, where you came from, what you like. His policies don't benefit you in any way as a marginalized group, as an immigrant. His policies don't benefit you. So I'm allowed to be baffled. And then the Trump freaking banner, I can't excuse that. That's just tacky. It ain't even got nothing to do with politics. That's just tacky, honey.
I'm pregnant and I'm super excited to be a first-time mom.
Oh, congrats. See, pregnant.
Trump's behavior can be offensive. Rachel.
I'll answer that for you. Yes, it can be. Like, the hell?
Somewhat disagree.
Casey.
Agree.
Okay.
Noah.
Agree.
Okay.
Ami.
We got the reasonable ones.
Alicia.
Oh, homegirl with the bad wig said she agreed.
Agree.
I think that Trump gets a lot of flack more than other presidents for offending people because
I know the hell Rachel didn't. You think Donald Trump gets more flack? Where was she when Obama was in office for 8 years and they roasted him for the Republicans freaking roasted his ass for days over wearing a tan suit? Like they literally gave Obama hell for little reasons. But then you have Donald Trump serving people Big Macs in the office and no one freaking, well, yeah, the media got on his ass too. But if you're measuring who got the most flack, it's Obama because he literally didn't really do anything. Like there was things they could have said about him politic wise, but they rather choose to talk about his freaking suit.
If we could just take his Twitter account away sometimes and just limit what he says or get a good writer in there for his tweets.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you. Yes, take the man's, take it away. Take the Twitter away. I don't think any president should have a Twitter, honestly. What do we need you tweeting on social media for? Do your job.
I think we'd be in a way better place in the country.
I actually enjoy President Trump's tweets. I have notifications set up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I don't even factor in the rhetoric when it comes to President Trump anymore because of all the results that he's gotten. And if that's how he has to behave in order to achieve the results,
Casey, what results? Please point me to the results. Please. I like, people always talk about the things he's done, and I just don't see it. Maybe it's because me and my black bubble, I'm not going to see the results because they don't benefit me. The results he's produced don't benefit a marginalized, oppressed group like black women. So I don't know. I don't see these results, these magical, mystical results that Donald Trump has produced in his 4 years. Casey's seeing something I don't. So I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump only pushes policies that's going to help the average white Joe. So yeah, I don't see any results on my side though.
totally fine for it. I see a fighter, and that's what I like about him.
The one time he offended me, I quickly found out that it was from fake news. It was the disabled thing, like the that little thing. That offended me, but that quickly dissipated.
Girl. So it offended you when he mocked. Okay, it offended you when he mocked disabled people, but you go on to make the same motion he did that offended everyone. I'm sorry, I don't want to like harp on Amy because we both black women. I don't want to come down on a black woman too hard, but honey, that don't make sense. Like, how you gonna go on to do the same mocking motion that he did that offended you? That don't make any sense. This is why I think she's a troll. Like, she's a contrarian. She's just doing this because she knows she's not like she's not like the other Negroes. So I support Trump because I don't want to be like anybody else. Like, I could tell by her poster of a girl eating hay, she's trying to be different. Like, oh, and look at her freaking, I like the real you more than the Instagram you. Yeah, this is expected from somebody that has that on their wall. She's just contradicting herself, and it's kind of annoying, but go off, sis.
When I found out that's what he does, everything else that I have heard him say from this point,
and then that excuse, oh, okay, I was offended at first until I figured out that that's just what he does. What? What do you mean that's just what he does? Like, he just has tics like that out of nowhere, or he just mocks disabled people for fun? That's just who he is. Like I would respect Trump supporters so much better if they would just like stand 10 toes down in the bullshit. Just stand 10 toes down in the fact that your president is a fucking idiot. Like, just stand 10 toes down on it. Don't sit here and make these weird excuses for him. Like, so far, none of these people are speaking reason. For some reason, I think it's going to be Alicia who speaks reason, even though her reason for supporting him is a little wonky. Like, her supporting him is wonky in itself, but like, I feel like she's going to be the voice of reason. And maybe Malik, because he's got a suit on, so.
I haven't felt personally offended, but when I hear him say certain things, I'm like, I could hear the screeching. I could hear, you could just hear like the freaking people freaking out.
Yeah, and one thing that I say kind of offended me that I kind of didn't like was when the Hollywood Access tape grabbed him by the, I didn't really like that. But then as I thought about it more, I thought he wasn't running for president. He was a Democrat at the time. And this has nothing to do with who he is today.
He was talking about groupies.
Yeah, and to me, like, when I actually looked at the context and everything, like, yeah, no, I know who he's talking about. He's not talking about, oh, Ami, I could just grab. No, you can't do that to Ami. He was talking
about. Do I have to say why this is completely disgusting and wrong? Like, if you like the man, just like Trump, just like him, but don't sit here and excuse his sexist, weird, rapey behavior. Like, just like him. Just, if you like Trump, just like Trump. But don't sit here and try to say that him saying grab somebody by the, it was okay. It literally wasn't. I don't care if he was a Democrat then. I don't care if he was a celebrity then. It's not okay to say, oh, I want to grab somebody what? That doesn't make any sense. So their argument that, oh, he wasn't talking about the everyday woman, he was talking about groupies. That's what you can do to groupies. So I'm just gonna take a wild guess that they don't really support sex workers. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, how is it okay just because they're groupies? Okay, groupies exist, but that doesn't mean they should be sexually assaulted. What? Anyways, I'm just gonna bypass like that.
Particular women.
And think of when he said that stuff too on Access Hollywood. By that time, Donald Trump was being talked about in rap videos. He was on Comedy Central doing those roasts. He was in Hollywood. We know who he was talking about. So when all these people, especially in the Black community, when you dare use the grab him by the...
If he had been Black and said it in a rap song,
I just, I'm literally about to freaking cry. Like, I didn't want this video to be me attacking the only two Black people on the panel. That's not what I wanted this to be. Like, I literally did not want it to be this. But when you got them saying stupid things like this, and I'm Black, so these things like this not trigger me, but they irritate me. Like, okay, so if he was Black and he said it in a rap song, then it would have been fine. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But Ja Rule and fucking Nelly or Busta Rhymes isn't at the White House signing policies and laws that affect me as a person. I don't give a freaking rat's ass what they say in their music. Like, yeah, if freaking Lil Wayne said that in his rap song, I wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah. Is that so crazy to think, okay, I care about when the president says some shit like that over a rapper? Yeah, that's like, they're saying it like it's absurd. What is absurd about not giving a rat's ass about a rapper saying that in his music versus somebody that's actually the president right now saying that has said that in his past? Make it make sense. Like, Amy and Malik, I'm trying to not zero in on YouTube because you guys, it's like, which one of these things aren't like the other, but I'm trying not to do that. But when you come up here with ill-fitted wigs and clearly an afro that hasn't been picked out for days, it makes me have to be like, okay, y'all, and then this stupid freaking reasoning behind why you still support Trump after he said he wants to grab woman by the freaking Pussy, because rappers say it, Black rappers say it, so that's okay. Like, you guys, the Black community doesn't bat an eye when Black rappers say it, so we shouldn't care when Donald Trump, our president, said it in the past. You know what, let me keep going.
Sing that song. Wait, he's a Republican? Oh, no, we disagree.
Yeah.
I was only ever offended by...
Look at the freaking white people chuckling uncomfortably. Like, I mean, they saying it. Like, they talking about their community. I ain't saying it. I ain't saying nothing about the Black community. Don't cancel me. It's them. Anyways, my Grubhub is here. 1 second.
What do you think? I feel like society today, especially millennials, we're addicted to feeling sensitive and offended. Like, literally, people's nipples get hard when they're freaking offended by something.
I think I know why that is. It's because if I'm offended, if I'm a victim, I get more attention. It's like there's a hierarchy of victimhood. Well, I'm Black.
Oh my God. Like, it's like they're tag teaming. They're like double the trouble. Freaking rocket here.
For trouble.
Make it double.
We got Jesse and what's the other one? James? I don't know. Like, why are y'all insisting on being the speaking piece on how Black people feel? I didn't even finish I didn't let him finish his thought because I heard Black after victim and I just got triggered. She's right, you know? Well, she's not right because I don't get joy out of being upset. No, I don't get joy out of that, Miss Amy. I get irritated because it's like some of the things people say are just like, of course it's going to offend someone. Of course. You know it is. You know it's going to offend someone. So I don't even like giving them the satisfaction. I do think that it's the people that are doing the offending that get so happy about it. I think you guys enjoy offending people. You enjoy the reaction you get when you offend someone. I don't think it's the other way around. I don't think that I'm the one that's enjoying being upset because you said something that was hurtful or said something that didn't make sense to me or said something that just made me so irritated because it literally made absolutely no sense. And you got these two Black people sitting here being the speaking piece for Black issues, and it's 21 minutes long. Let me just let him finish.
But you're Black, and a woman. So that means you get more power. It's like in the left, it's like the more victimized you are, the more you should be heard, the more power you should be given.
What?
And to me, I think that's pretty sad.
I'm confusion. What? Okay, this is 21 minutes long. I'm sure I'll hear more foolishness. So I'm a Black woman. So that makes me more oppressed, so I have more power. Okay, cool, got it. Makes absolutely no sense, but okay, got it, Malik.
Systemic racism is a problem in America.
I don't even want to hear the answers.
Rachel.
I don't even want to hear
Strongly
it. Because
disagree.
I already know Ami and Malik are going to fucking show out.
Noah?
I said some would agree.
Hammy?
Somewhat agree.
Alicia?
Oh.
I said strongly disagree.
Malik.
Oh.
Somewhat agree.
Systemic implies that it's built into the DNA of a.
I'm really confused. Why Ami and Malik said agree when he just said Black people we get power out of being victims. But okay.
Country, and I just don't think that was why this country was founded. It wasn't founded to be a racist country.
Systemic is really that there's laws in place that prevent people of color from excelling. And while in the past there definitely have been laws that were systemically racist, there aren't any anymore.
There's so many examples, people of color that excel in America. For example, like Barack Obama, he's like a Black president.
Here we go. I knew they were going to bring up the exceptions. Do you understand? Okay, I love that we had a Black president. You know how long it took? How are you going to tell me that there's no systemic racism when we look at our politicians and we look at the people that run this country and the majority of them are white? So what is that saying? Is that saying, oh, Black people just don't have the mind to be politicians? No, what it's telling me is that there's a system in place that is intentionally making it hard for people that look like me to get into positions of power. Therefore, there is a such thing as systemic racism. But go off, Alicia. Yep, we had Donald Trump. Yep. That systemic racism doesn't exist.
Like AOC, who was a bartender. She's a person of color, and she literally just like came up and became a House of Representative.
Can I
pull yourself up by them bootstraps?
Ask everybody this real quick. Joe Biden's 94 crime bill that specifically targeted people of color, you wouldn't consider that to be systematic, something that was put into place that is going to target the breakdown of the Black family. Sorry to be military, but there's some skid marks. America has some total skid marks.
Yeah, there has been because I'm studying history and I'm taking an Old South class, so we're just talking about slavery. So I'm not denying that there hasn't been systemic slavery before, but in 2020 today,
what is she talking about? Alicia shouldn't even be here. What is he? Systemic slavery? What are you talking about, hon? Well, the conversation is about systemic racism. Huh? She making up words now? Anyway.
It's not systemic racism.
But just in the 90s, 94, that was the year I was born. Not too long ago. And the residue, the effects that it had within 2 generations it looks pretty structured to me. You know what I mean?
I really like what you had to say with the 1994 crime bill, because that's exactly where I was going with it. That's why I somewhat agree. And the other policy that I think is also really important would be school choice. In the schools where I was growing up, the way they teach history and the way they teach the spirit, that they were teaching.
Spirit, bro, I felt like in the classroom.
You are determined that you will fail. You cannot succeed. You will never make it. And to me personally, whenever somebody told me I can't do something.
Education is a system. And if you don't give minorities the same education that well-to-do white kids have, because let's be honest, white kids have a platform built for them. They're one step ahead in the race because their family weren't slaves. Their ancestors weren't freaking sharecroppers. Their ancestors weren't in Jim Crow South being paid pennies for things that they get paid way more for. So they have wealth. And when you have wealth, you can go on and pass that on to another generation. So they have access to wealth, so they have access to good education. Meanwhile, black people are left with the public education system that's shit. So that's systematic racism. Like, I feel like Malik and Ami get that kind of, but they just want to be Trump supporters just to be different. That's what I think it is.
I said, okay, watch. And then I went to medical school. But
Beautiful.
for a lot of other people, they don't have what I have, you know? So
Exactly.
I think it is systematic because it's mostly black people in these areas being taught these things that keep them from even thinking that it's possible for them to achieve. So that's why I say systematic racism.
Mr. Noah looks so confused.
Is a problem, and it comes from the Democratic side.
I have to disagree. There's no law saying that you have to teach black children that they can't make it in the world. The issue is
Rachel's thinking so like, what is it? She's thinking so cut and dry. She's thinking so like, okay, there's no law that says I can be racist to black people, so therefore there's no systematic racism. If there are people in the system that think this way, that makes it systematic. If there's people that's actively being pushed in the the Board of Education, that's being pushed as politicians, that have that idea that black people don't deserve certain things, that makes it systematic. They're running the system. They don't have to put laws in place. They can't. Obviously, they can't do it in like now. It's more sinister. It's more undertone to it. It's not as cut and dry as that.
Really funding, and I think people get distracted and tend to blame it on systemic racism when it's not. It's really a poverty issue.
You don't think that's systematic?
White kids are in poor districts as well, and there are tons of districts around the nation that are a majority white and they're poor.
But black people are typically, if we look at statistics, black people are in that lower income, people of color are in that lower income bubble right there. I feel like that's systematic, you know what I mean? It's targeting a specific group.
But there are tons of white kids in that bubble too.
I didn't disagree on that part. I definitely gave a shout out to, there are white kids in the trailer park.
I think a lot of it has to do with like the culture or the way that the black, like normal, typical black family is set up. The statistics say
Here we go. Some grade A racism, you guys. I'm here for it. It's the way they're set up. It's their culture to fail. Let's hear what Alicia has to say. Alicia, for some reason, is irritating me the most. Noah's just not even saying anything. Casey hasn't said anything. Maybe they're just like, I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna let the minorities argue amongst each other because this don't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna let the minorities argue against each other. And then we have our Karen, our resident Karen. She's obviously gonna have to say something because it's just in her nature.
That black people don't have like two family households, and that has a lot to do. Yeah, that has like a lot to do with like the poverty rates, their like where they end up in school, they go to jail more often.
So Alicia thinks that it's just in our culture not to have a 2-parent family home. That didn't happen in any. It wasn't nothing that attributed to us having a 1-parent home. There's no like. I don't know. I guess slavery and all that didn't exist. I don't know. I just it's so easy to blame the oppressed rather than to blame the oppressor. So go off, Alicia.
Racism and like more as that it's a fact of having to like educate.
We've done a lot to deal with race in this country. A lot of my friends on the left, they literally just see that it is a racist country. We're never not going to be, and we need like insane change to just blow up the system. I think that would be the most foolish thing. When you look at who's helping the black community, I think that President Trump has done a ton for the black community. More than under.
Here we go. Donald Trump did so much for us blackies. He did so much, you guys. I mean, he's like helped my life so much.
Barack Obama, that's for sure.
I believe COVID-19 is a serious and real disease.
Why is this even a talking point? It's like facts.
Rachel.
Like,
disagree.
We're arguing facts now. How are we arguing with facts?
Noah, Sia?
I said somewhat agree.
Malik?
Somewhat agree.
Anything that can cause
the Karen is the only one on the disagree side. Such a Karen.
The death of somebody is serious. I can strongly agree with that statement, while at the same time being against a lot of the measures that have been taking place, especially over an extended period of time. It's affected my mental health. And I have a lot of people who are scared to kind of speak out. But of course, the disease itself, yes, it's real. Yes, it's serious.
It's very serious. I've known people who have family members who have passed away. But
like I said, it's only taken serious if they have people that they know that haven't been affected.
If I don't believe it's to the degree that the media made it out to be. I mean, they said really early on 2 million people will die, and we're at 200.
Why is Jubilee so freaking shady? Resources on COVID-19 death toll and description. Don't believe anything these idiots are saying. There's real fucking facts behind the death toll. They're just spinning their own biased statistics that they made up themselves in a PowerPoint Word. Like, look at the real scientists. Look at the real resources in the description.
1,000 overall, it's most likely been inflated a lot.
And this is a really interesting question for me because I'm in medical school. I have access to information that like the general public doesn't. So,
do you, Malik? Do you?
I would say is context is not being given to the general public. I noticed one week there was like, oh my God, there's been a surge in this state. Well, I know a drive-through just opened. Was there really a surge in cases, or was there a surge in testing?
I think that we are.
Malik, that's not like privy to only doctors. Like, that's not information that doctors get inherently. Anybody can tell when a drive-through testing site. Anybody can make that connection. What does you being a doctor have to do with that? Like, what information did you get as a doctor that the general public didn't get? We know when a drive-through testing site opens. We're the ones getting tested. Us regular day folks. What?
Being distracted by the real problem in America. And the real problem in America is that we're not healthy overall. We're one of the sickest countries who's a first world country. So I think the media has really blown it out of proportion.
Okay, so we have a lot of pre-existing medical conditions, so that makes us more prone to die from a disease. What was the question? So how does us being already having pre-existing medical conditions make COVID-19 not as serious and real disease? Okay, go off, Karen.
I don't think it's as serious as it's made out to be. It's being politicized to scare people.
And I don't know if you
guys... Trump supporters have politicized it. I don't know how. I don't know how you can make a disease. How did you make COVID political? COVID ain't a Republican. COVID ain't no Democrat. COVID ain't even no independent. How do you make a disease political? It's beyond me. But somehow they made it political. Somehow they made being safe and not getting a disease political. I don't know how they did it, but they found a way.
Remember in the very beginning when they talked about this COVID, they said that the African American community was actually, more prone to getting COVID, or the Chinese virus. Gotta say it, guys. Gotta say it. Chinese virus. And it makes
Here she go with her trolling shit. Here she go trolling. It's like she knows what to say to offend people. It doesn't, like, it offends me on behalf of people that are Asian. But, like, even them, they probably are like, come on, you got, like, can you get any better insults? Like, that's very childish. It's not even, like, a good thing to, like, it's not even a good insult. Like, people just say things because they know it's going to offend people. So who really is the one that gets off offending? Like, I don't think it's the person being offended that gets off on it. I think it's the person that's offending. She's a troll. Long story short, she's a troll.
If we want to look at the Black community specifically, when it comes to high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, we got to take that in consideration. And unfortunately, we can't really compare ourselves to Sweden. We can't really compare ourselves to these other countries that, one, have a much smaller population and also live healthier lifestyles than we do.
I do get why we might be we might have more deaths because of our unhealthy lifestyle. That's totally a fact that I never looked to think about or even thought to think about. But that just goes to show you that we should take it even more serious since our community in America is unhealthy. So why are there people that are anti-maskers when they know that the U.S. is we have a high weight, we have a lot of pre-existing medical conditions. Why aren't we taking it more serious than these states, these countries that don't have the pre-existing medical conditions, that don't have the high obesity rate, that, like, why are they taking it more serious and they have more of a better chance of living? But here we are, with our pre-existing medical conditions, our obesity, and not taking it serious. You're like proving that's proving that we should take it serious. Like that is a real disease that should be taken as serious. So whatever.
I am open to liberal ideas.
I think all of them are going to say agree because
Rachel?
That's just how Trump people have to look.
Agree.
And you, Casey?
Agree.
Noah?
I strongly agree.
Ami?
Strongly agree.
Yeah.
Alicia?
I said agree.
Yep.
And Malik?
Agree.
The thing is, Trump supporters have to look like they're open to our ideas to paint liberals as the special snowflakes who just don't want to agree with anything. We're just so emotional. No, I'm not going to agree with racist I can't look into your I can't agree with you if all of your policies are based on shit that oppresses me. No, I don't want to. I don't want to be open to your ideas if all your ideas are shitting on me. Like, no.
So I said agree, but like right now they're just like portraying so many radical views that it's like shutting me down from like listening to them entirely. Like socialism, that's like the number one for me because
not all liberals are socialists. Like, anyways, go off.
know that socialism leads to communism and people cannot tell me otherwise. And like my family actually like left
Rachel,
Nicaragua.
Calm down, Rachel. Why are you clapping with your wrinkled American flag in the background? Calm down, Rachel. Rachel needs a new eyebrow person. And I feel kind of bad. I'm talking about the woman appearance. Let's get on Casey with his bad Bosley treatment. Anyways,
because of like the socialist like stuff and the communism that was happening. So, and I know a lot of Hispanic people, like that's probably why Joe Biden isn't getting like that much support. He is getting support, but not that much support.
I am super conservative, but I'm also an urbanist, and I don't mind. I live in a city. Okay. I'm totally open to it, and even apply some. I mean, I'm almost vegan, so I had to say that because I'm almost vegan. But
what the fuck does veganism have to do with liberalism? Liberals. I'm not a vegan, and I'm liberal. I just ate bacon, but okay.
It's okay for conservatives to care about the environment and things like that. Something that you would consider.
Okay, vegans care about the environment. I forgot, and that's a liberal thing. I don't understand that. I don't understand how. That's why I don't want to be I'm not very open to Republican ideas because like. What is bad about caring about the environment? Why is that not one of your ideas? That affects you too. Like, it doesn't just affect liberals and minorities. It affects everyone. Like, the planet dying affects you too. Why is that not one of your ideas? I swear we make everything political.
America is better now than it was 4 years ago.
Go ahead and lie.
Rachel?
Go ahead and lie.
Strongly
I dare you.
agree.
Casey?
Wow.
I strongly agree.
Maybe for her. Maybe for these white people.
I strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Of course. I love you Latinx folks, okay? Love you. But a lot of you benefit from white people privilege because you can pass as white. So a lot of you benefit from it. So of course you're not going to see the ills of America if you're not the ones being oppressed. If you're not the ones that are visibly POC, that are visibly, like, not to shame anybody. Yeah, not to shame you guys for being white passing. You can't help it. Like, of course, that's just how you were born. But what you can help is not being oblivious and not being purposely obtuse to the problems that happen in America just because they don't happen to you as a POC because you're white passing. You know, that's all.
I strongly agree.
Oh, Malik is silly. How is it? Go ahead, Malik. I want to hear this.
So I somewhat agree, and that kind of actually sucks to say because I wish it was strongly agree. But when in terms of race relations, I feel like we've taken so many steps backwards. I never thought that as a millennial and somebody in 2020 that I would go outside my door and there would be like tension, friends disowning each other, family disowning each other. I know I've experienced that. I think we have come a long way, but when it comes to racial matters and stuff, unfortunately, I think we've taken some steps back.
I believe all problems are downstream of economics. And I think when Trump says we're going to do opportunity zones, we're going to...
A lot of black men that support Donald Trump, it's always because of his economical law policies. They feel like his economics is what's going to, the capitalism is what's going to help the black community. And I don't think that's true. I don't think capitalism is the magic wand that's going to be waved over the black community and we're all going to rise up and no, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But a lot of black men feel like if we own our own businesses, if we own our own things, capitalism is what is going to pull us out of poverty, pull us out of systematic racism. But when it's a systematic thing, you can have all the businesses you want to. But when there's somebody that owns the bank that's telling you, I'm not giving you a loan for your for your grocery store or for something that isn't a mom and pop barber shop or a hair salon. When there's banks that are telling you, no, I'm not going to give you a loan for that because I don't think it's lucrative. No, try a barber shop, try a hair salon. Then maybe we'd give you a loan for that. Like, if we can't make it out of small mom and pop businesses, we aren't going to make wealth that's going to make a dent in anything that systematic racism has done to us. Like, it just isn't. Like, you get what I'm saying? Capitalism isn't the answer. You guys should watch what is his name? Shoot, I know, the King of Reeds.
He's not the president in order to gain power. When COVID happened, he did not use the opportunity to usurp more power than he already had. It really concerns me when politicians like Joe Biden say he's going to make the entire country follow a mandatory mask mandate. That's completely unacceptable.
Because like Karens, they all talk the same. Like, what are you talking about, hon? How is it? What is wrong with mandating mask? It's the least you guys can do. You're not staying home, so the least you could do is freaking wear a mask. Like, what? Like, the least you could do is wear a freaking mask. You're not going to stay your ass at your house. So just wear a mask when you do go out. That's all we ask.
It's an overreach of power.
I think a lot of why America's so strong is because we have such a strong leader like President Trump, and he cares. He genuinely cares about America. He loves America so much, and he also loves the American.
Alicia is simping for Trump hard. Alicia is simping hard for Donald Trump. She has a hard on for Donald Trump.
People. So I think it's like super nice to just see that a president who is enthusiastic to work for this beautiful country that I love and the American people.
They're literally like a cult. Trump supporters are like cult, like, because he can literally stab one of you guys in the back in front of all of you and you still would support him. You know, I don't, this didn't really change my mind about anything. I know this wasn't one of the ones that I was supposed to. I guess it was just supposed to give me a look on how Trump voters think. And yeah, they think just how I thought they would think. There's nothing, like, it said that I didn't know already about Trump's voters. And it just makes me even more puzzled why they vote for Trump. They're a cult. That's all. Like, they're a cult, and they're going to support their cult leader, even though there are signs that he's an absolute lunatic.